Hello everyone and welcome back to Hello Word. I am Alex, your dedicated host on this journey of expanding vocabulary and building confidence in English communication. Today, we have a wonderful topic that many learners find both practical and intriguing: time expressions. Our focus is on words and phrases related to telling time and discussing various moments in the day. Time words are particularly useful in day-to-day conversations because they allow us to schedule appointments, talk about routines, and share our experiences in a clear and precise way. Whether you want to talk about waking up at 6 in the morning, meeting a friend at noon, or discussing events that happened yesterday, these words provide the building blocks for describing your daily life. Time expressions are often regarded as nouns or phrases that point us to when something happens, which makes them a very important part of speech for learners to master. In our episode today, we are going to explore them one by one, diving into each word with definitions, real-life usage tips, and sample sentences. By the end of this episode, you will be better equipped to express yourself in English whenever you need to ask about or explain a time of day. Let us start with one of the most fundamental words in the English language when it comes to time. An hour is a unit of time that is equal to 60 minutes. We often use the word hour to discuss how long something takes or to identify a specific time of day. In daily conversation, people say things like, "I need 1 hour to finish my project," or "It takes me 1 hour to commute to work." This word helps break the day into manageable segments, giving us a clearer sense of duration. Sample sentences might include, "It takes about 1 hour to bake this cake, and the store closes in 1 hour, so we should hurry." A minute is a smaller unit of time that is equal to 60 seconds. When we want to talk about very short intervals or specify exact times, we use minute. For instance, you could say, "Give me a few minutes to get ready," or "The train will arrive in 5 minutes. Minutes help us stay precise, whether we are discussing cooking instructions or how long we will wait for an appointment. A few examples are, "I need just 1 more minute to finish this document, and let us leave in 10 minutes to avoid traffic." A second is even smaller than a minute and is the unit of time we use to measure very short events. There are 60 seconds in a minute. People sometimes say just a second when they need a brief moment, or "It happened in a split second" when describing how quickly something occurred. The word second indicates the finest regular division of time in everyday speech. Try these sentences. "Give me a second to find my phone, and the lightning storm lasted only a few seconds, but it was quite loud." A clock is a word used to indicate the exact hour when telling time. You will encounter it in expressions like "It is 2 o'clock" or "The meeting starts at 9 o'clock. This word is a shortened form of the clock, and it is attached directly to a number to express a precise hour on the clock face. Common samples include, "My favorite show starts at 8 o'clock, so do not be late, and school begins every day at 7 o'clock in the morning." Half in the context of time, half usually comes up in expressions like half past followed by a specific hour. When you say half past, you mean 30 minutes after the hour. For example, 7:30 is the same as 7:30. In everyday language, you can say, "Let us meet at 3:30, or "The shop closes at 9:30. A few sample sentences would be, "My appointment is at 5:30, so I will leave the office early, and we agreed to meet at 1:30, but I arrived late." Quarter is generally used in two main time expressions: quarter past and quarter to. Quarter past refers to 15 minutes after the hour, while quarter to means 15 minutes before the hour. You might hear it as 4:15 if the clock reads 4:15, or it is 3:45 if it is 3:45. In casual conversation, you could say, "Our train leaves at 8:15, so let us hurry to the station," or "Let us aim to get there by 4:45 to avoid the crowd." Midnight refers to 12 o'clock at night, the very start of a new day. People tend to use this word to talk about events that happen at the darkest hour of the night or to specify the change from one date to another. You might say we stayed up until midnight to celebrate the new year, or my flight departs at midnight, so I need to be at the airport late. Try these sentences. I seldom go to bed after midnight because I get too tired for the next day, and she watched movies until midnight on her birthday. Noon is the word for 12 o'clock in the daytime. This is often regarded as the brightest part of the day, the midpoint between sunrise and sunset. You will see phrases such as "let us have lunch at noon" or "the package should arrive around noon." In casual conversation, noon is sometimes replaced by midday, though noon is more common. Here are some sample sentences. The interview is scheduled for noon, so do not be late, and I like to take a short walk around noon to get some sunshine. Morning usually begins when the sun rises, extending through the first part of the day up until noon. You might say I wake up every morning at 6, or she takes her dog for a walk in the morning. It is used not just to specify the time of day, but to talk about moods and routines associated with that early segment. Examples include, my favorite routine is to enjoy a cup of coffee in the morning, and morning hours are perfect for a brisk exercise session. Afternoon typically starts at noon and runs until the early evening, though the exact boundary can vary depending on personal or cultural views. Common uses are I have a meeting this afternoon, or she usually naps in the afternoon. When you want to propose a time between noon and the end of daylight, afternoon is the right word. Try these phrases. Our class is scheduled for early afternoon every Monday, and the sun feels quite strong in the afternoon, so it is best to use sunscreen. Evening comes after the late afternoon, often considered the period when daylight transitions into night. This part of the day is associated with winding down, preparing dinner, or socializing after work. People say I like to unwind in the evening by reading a book, or let us meet this evening for dinner. The word helps anchor events that happen after the workday and before bedtime. A few examples might be, she has classes until 7 in the evening, so she can join us afterward, and the concert starts in the early evening around 6. Night covers the period when it is dark outside, generally after sunset and continuing until sunrise. However, the word can also refer to late evening activities, such as social gatherings or sleep. For instance, you might say good night to wish someone a peaceful rest, or let us watch a movie tonight. Here are some sample sentences. I work the night shift at the hospital, which means I start at 8 in the evening and end at 4 in the morning, and he studies late into the night on weekends. Yesterday is used to talk about the day before today. It helps us place events firmly in the immediate past. For example, you can say I visited the museum yesterday, or she called me yesterday. In daily conversation, it is often used to bring up recent experiences or to follow up on something that happened not too long ago. Some sample sentences are, I finished the project yesterday, so I can relax today, and yesterday was so busy that I did not have time for lunch. Today refers to the present day, from the time you wake up until midnight. We often use this word to talk about current events, schedules, or tasks we need to do before the day ends. You might say today is my birthday, or I plan to go grocery shopping today. It is a simple yet essential word for discussing immediate plans and experiences. Example sentences include, today feels hotter than usual, so I am staying indoors, and today is our last chance to submit the assignment. Tomorrow points to the day after today. It is often used to discuss future plans, commitments, or events that will happen soon. People frequently say, let us meet tomorrow for lunch, or she will finish the report tomorrow. Because tomorrow addresses the near future, it plays a big part in scheduling and personal planning. Here are a few samples. My flight leaves tomorrow, so I need to pack tonight, and he promised to call back tomorrow with more information. Now draws our focus to the present moment. It is used when you want to emphasize that something is happening immediately or very soon. For example, You can say I am eating dinner right now or let us start the meeting now. This word brings a sense of urgency or immediacy to what you are discussing. Some sample sentences might be, I am ready to leave now if you are finished and I cannot talk right now, but I will call you later. When is an important question word that asks about the time of an event. We use it in questions like when do you want to leave or when is your birthday. In everyday speech, when helps us find out details of schedules or plans. Example sentences could be, when will dinner be ready and when did you finish reading that book? This simple word is often paired with past or future references to pinpoint time more precisely. Since it's commonly used to discuss the starting point of an ongoing action or state. If an event began in the past and continues into the present, you can say something like I have lived here since last year, or I have been studying since morning. It links a past moment to the present, highlighting continuity or duration. Examples might be, I have not seen her since last weekend, and since we began the project, we have learned a great deal about teamwork. At what time is a phrase used to request a specific time for an event or activity. It is more formal than simply saying when, though both can serve similar purposes. You might hear at what time does the show start or at what time should I arrive. This phrase allows you to place emphasis on the exact timing of something. Sample sentences could be, at what time do you usually wake up on weekends and at what time does the bus usually pass the stop? What is the time is another way of asking for the current time. It is a polite version of the more casual question, what time is it? Someone might approach you and say, excuse me, what is the time, please? This phrasing puts a focus on the exact hour and minute. Some examples are, could you tell me what is the time right now since I forgot my watch, and what is the time according to your phone because my clock is not working? Since yesterday is a time-related phrase that helps mark the start of a period that is continuing into the present. You use it when something began one day ago and is still happening now. For instance, you can say I have had a fever since yesterday, or we have been waiting for an update since yesterday. It is a helpful expression for bringing listeners into the timeline of an event that began the previous day. Examples include, my internet has been down since yesterday, and he has not stopped working on that project since yesterday. Since when is a question that aims to identify the time when a particular situation or event began. Typically, we use it to confirm or learn about the duration of something. For instance, you might hear since when have you been taking guitar lessons or since when did you decide to become a writer. This phrase adds a sense of curiosity or surprise. Example sentences could be, since when did you start liking spicy food and since when has that gym been open? It is 2 o'clock is a sample statement that directly answers the question about the current time. You could adapt it by changing 2 to any other hour you wish to express. This direct sentence is helpful when giving a short reply. Sample uses might be, it is 2 o'clock, so let us head out for lunch now, or are you sure it is only 2 o'clock because it feels later than that? At 7 o'clock is another time expression that points to a specific hour. You might say the party starts at 7 o'clock or let us meet at 7 o'clock for dinner. This phrase places emphasis on the exact time, making it clear to everyone when an event is supposed to begin. Sample sentences include, my train departs at 7 o'clock every morning and the show will start promptly at 7 o'clock, so please do not be late. It is 10:30 is a helpful expression for clarifying that it is 10:30. Using half past can be more natural in conversation than simply saying 10:30. People may say it is 10:30, so we should hurry if we want to make it to the bookstore before it closes. For example sentences, you might try, it is 10:30 and the class starts at 11, so we have 30 minutes to prepare, or I cannot believe it is 10:30 already. It is 9:15 is another phrase that uses quarter to show 15 minutes past the hour. You would use it when the time is 9:15. People often prefer to say 9:15 instead of 9:15 when they speak casually. Here are sample sentences. It is 9:15 and the conference began at 9 sharp, so we are running late, or I think it is 9:15, so we still have time to grab coffee before the meeting. It is quarter to 10 means it is 15 minutes before 10 o'clock or 9:45. This is a convenient way to express time when you are close to the next hour. For instance, you can say it is quarter to 10, so let us wrap up the discussion. A couple of example sentences might be, it is quarter to 10, which means our bus will arrive in about 15 minutes, and I have to hurry because it is quarter to 10 and my shift starts at 10. We have now explored a wide range of time expressions that you can use to describe your daily activities and events. Whether you want to specify the exact hour, talk about what you did yesterday, or discuss what will happen tomorrow, these words give you the ability to shape your story with clarity and precision. By practicing these expressions in real conversations and written exercises, you will find that you can communicate your schedule and your experiences more naturally. Of course, this is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to talking about time. You will continue to encounter new ways to describe moments, intervals, and sequences as you grow more comfortable in English. Thank you for joining me, Alex, on this episode of Hello Word. I hope that walking through the words and phrases related to time has helped you feel more confident in identifying the right expression for every situation. If you enjoyed today's lesson, be sure to subscribe to our podcast and leave a review. Your feedback helps others discover Hello Word and learn along with us. Plus, every review and subscription shows us that you find these lessons valuable, which inspires us to keep creating more episodes. Thank you for your continued support and enthusiasm, and until next time, keep practicing, keep exploring, and remember that every moment is a chance to grow in your English language journey. I look forward to chatting again soon. Safe travels through your day and see you on the next episode.